again. How's it going, everybody? Got a pickup today here in Pennsylvania again. Just gotta drive around and find it. Go this way. Last one I picked up, they already had pulled. Made it pretty easy to find. Just trying to figure out where they got the Grand Designs hiding. The Grand Design Influence. It's a 320, 3G, whatever. It's a 2025. So yeah, this one's going from Erie. It's going about 30-40 minutes south of here. No big deal. Let's see. Not seeing any Grand Designs yet. At least not an Influence. Drove through some pretty crazy weather. It's on my heels. It's going to be here in about 5-10 minutes. So I'm going to be in the mess of it no matter what I do. In the Duramax again today. Could have done it with probably the Hemi, but some days it's just better to have a little more truck. Heck, it's the Grand Designs. Collections. Haven't seen an Influence yet. Now we're in the right place because she checked me in. What are we looking for? 80, 1230. This is T's. Hold on, guys. Alright, they're getting it out of the building here. We found it, guys. It's in the building. Go figure. Driving around like I can't find it, and it's in here. Not a whole lot of room. Not a whole lot of room at all. Now it's probably about 4 to 6 inches all they had up there, it looks like. Oh, look at that. They got solar panels, couple solar panels. Looks like 3 ACs on it. This thing's nice. Alright, now it's time to go get wet. Alright, here we go, guys. We finally got them. They got it pulled out for me. Grand Design Influence 323 GK. They're all hooked up. Got the jacks up. Get my walk around. So we're just gonna walk around with you guys real quick while I get rained on. Alright, we got lights. We got a trailer plate. Said 2025 and your equalizers look like this. Damn trailer looks like it's already a few years old. See what we're looking at here today. This is what we got. She is 16,800 loaded. Empty, maybe about 12. So, alright. Got the little green, got the pin in. Oh god, this head's so. Teeth are closed, cables on. Oh, the gutters. Gutter's working good. Alright, get the mirrors. It's like the biggest thing I forget every single time is the mirrors. Every time. I'll be like pulling out or going down the road and I'm like, oh yeah, I can't see. Mirrors. Alright guys, we got about 40-minute drive ahead of us. So I was thinking about it. Showed that clip of equalizer there between the wheels. I think there was a CR 3000 series equalizer. Anyway, I showed about the surface rust slash the rust on that, kind of the frame area. Probably the only way you're going to prevent that is you're going to have to use a product like Surface Shield by PB Blaster, or a product called Fluid Film. It's a oil lanolin based product. Fluid Film has two different versions. They also have something called Wool Wax. It's thicker than the original Fluid Film. I believe that would be the only way to try and keep a lot of that underbelly, frame, suspension components, etc. to stay looking newer longer. That's what I do on my vehicles, is I get them undercoated with fluid film on a yearly basis if I can. It keeps things looking good, keeps the near northeast Ohio, etc. We got a lot of that rock salt, that calcium chloride, just tears stuff up as the years roll on. So that was a thought I had about how to try and keep things looking a little nicer, a little longer. But smooth drive, we're just running 90. Kind of directions are kind of silly. We're going out of Pennsylvania, back into Ohio, down a state route, 7 in this case, hitting another side country road, and it basically crosses me back into Pennsylvania, into the campground. There was another route I looked at. There's actually 3. One was 79, takes me out of the way a little bit. And then there was another country road, I think it was like 6 or 4001 something. I started looking at it, and there's a bunch of there was a couple sharp turns. One looked like it was basically like a 180-degree turn. And I just didn't want to deal with all that. I know this route cutting back into Ohio to cut back to Pennsylvania, I know this state route well. I know it's paved good. I know I ain't got to worry about any low overpasses. It's just a nice country straight route through the backwoods, and it's going to be a nice smooth run today, hopefully. Still raining. Kind of delayed a little bit, waiting for them to pull this camper out, which you saw, and kind of waited the rain out a little bit, but weather radar was saying we were still going to get rain for till 10:20, 10:30. I'm like, I'm going to be halfway to where I got to be by the time I wait for this rain. I don't want to, necessarily get soaked hooking it up, doing my walk around, but it is what it is. So, alright guys, we'll update you here. Alright guys, we made it to the campground. Unfortunately, it just rained. Don't have a locker, G80 or a locker in this truck. And they did work previously. They just put in a drainage ditch. And what would you know? We sunk. We sunk bad, so gotta know when to stop. So just started digging in a little bit, so I called it quits. They said they got a tractor up front. We're gonna get a tractor up here, get this thing pulled back out, try and get the ground stamped down a little stronger. I mean, it's listing, so we're trying to get this squared away here. This side wasn't too bad. The trench was for the power pole. This side's holding. That side's a mess. Alright, just waiting for somebody, tractor, to help tug me out and go from there. Holy cow, guys. As you saw from the pictures, we got a little bit stuck. So that Grand Design, I think that Infinity Influence thing is thing's heavy. Unfortunately, between that and the truck, you know, I'm grossing about 20,000 pounds. And the problem was just a couple, I don't know, recently, this year or last year, the campground they're doing utility work, and there was a trench run right in front of where I got stuck. So when I backed it, I didn't, you know, the guy said, yeah, they did work. So, you know, I'm just backing it into the spot. Next thing I know, I'm not backing up anymore. The truck starts to spin. So, like anything else, you know, stop, get out, look, see what's going on. And next thing you know, like the trailer's listing. And I see, you know, camper was leaning. And, well, can't go forward, can't go backward. They did end up, as you saw, they had 2 4-wheel drive tractors. And there's, unfortunately, you know, I mean, got the Falcon AT4s on here. You know, they're just not biting. And the worst thing you can do in situations like that is, you know, especially when you got a whole bunch of weight on, is to just sit there and just beat your truck up, just hammer on it, trying to spin the wheels to clear the mud out. The only place you're going to go is down. So that's why when I do tires anymore for a lot of my rigs, I go with a all-terrain tire anymore, because a mud tire, like, you know, a BFG KO3 or a Firestone or any other mud tire, all that would have done, I would have immediately dug down to the axle on the truck, and then I would have been in bigger trouble. So I don't run mud tires for that reason, so I don't have to, they don't dig, is why I got these all-terrains. They dig, don't get me wrong, they definitely dig, but when you don't want them to bury the truck at the same time, and you gotta be smart about it. But anyway, 2 tractors, had them chained together. Thankfully, I've got recovery gear in the truck, all the trucks at all times. Just, they had a Badlands Apex on the front of the one tractor. I had a snatch block, so I just like, hey, I gotta run a 2 to 1. 12,000 pounds ain't gonna move 20. Like, I'm not trying to break your winch. Like, we double that up at 24,000, that'll move it. Like, I'm like, I just ain't got traction to pull it. So that worked. We got it pulled out. Got the ground fixed up. More gravel. We threw a bunch. We actually buried a 2. I want to say they're 6x6s is what they looked like, but they weren't. Nope. But yeah, we got everything situated. I mean, I got there about 10:30. 11 north here. Let's see. No. How did I get there? I think 11. I think it was 11 I got there. Should have been a 20-second park job. Back pack it in there, drop it. It is now 1:50, almost 2 o'clock. So about 3 hours. And it took me 3 hours to get that thing parked. And it's not ideally where he wanted it or where I wanted it to be. And it wasn't straight. I'm OCD about that. But nothing I can do. Ground wasn't going to let us do anything. Pretty much all my movement was, sorry about the wind. All my movement was based on the tractor and a winch. I could go forward, I could go backwards, but that was about it. It is what it is. Job is done. Great couple due to the situation. Got it auto leveled, everything's good. I told him, like, hey, unfortunately, sometime mid-May, when the ground is solid and you got some traction, you could probably pull this back out, have a buddy with a fifth wheel or the campsite, have them come back down here and help you get this thing resituated when things are better. It just rained all day yesterday to last night, this morning. So, you can only do what you can do. But alright, heading back to home base and see what's next. Thanks all.